move on to Testa's news topic. What you got this week?
Well, speaking of choices, so we're going to talk about this dad who allegedly drugged 12-year-old girls smoothies, and it left them traumatized. Now, this story is quite fascinating. These preteen girls, which, please listen, this is why you don't send your kids to people's houses and let them stay the night and think it's okay all the time. But they had a slumber party at this man's $1.3 million home in Lake Oswego, Oregon. Okay.
Shit.
Oh my gosh. He's facing multiple charges at this sleepover. He decided to drug these little girls smoothies. And one of the smoothies, they started feeling really awkward after they drank the smoothies. He put benzodiazepine in this smoothies, and it's a depressant that slows down the nervous system. So luckily, one of the girls, because he went to go check on the girls, and he would put his finger up under their nose to make sure that they were breathing. And when when he walked out the room, one of the girls texted their mother, and was like, "Please come get me. I'm afraid of being here. I'm terrified. I don't know, but please, please, please come get me." So the parents became notified, and they did get there, and they took the girls to the hospital. They did find drugs in their system, and I am just and mind yourself. Hold up, he got 2 daughters, and his wife supposedly don't speak English. She is a teacher though who has taught English to students in Japan. She has a degree from University of Southern California.
Speak English.
My point, bingo.
That's her bitch cover up, and they all finna go to jail. First of all,
Now remind yourself, I got a little bit more to this. Hold up. This man actually kept tracking them because he worked with the parents.
Wow.
So they thought he was being nice.
By drugging their kids?
Oh no. Just from, previous experiences with the other kids, as they've been being co-workers together, they've been around each other kids.
Wait a minute. So hold on. So they're saying he was just being nice enough to invite him to the mansion, not the daughters. He invited all these little girls to the mansion. And he was just being nice?
He was being nice before this even happened to the kids. Somehow he was already around the kids before this happened. So the parents thought he was just a nice guy, I shouldn't have no problem sending my kids over there. So I want y'all to be aware. As much as we would love to trust people in this world, even kids we can't trust in this world these days. Kids are killing kids. Kids are actually setting their friends up at the age of 10, 12, 13. And now these parents you can't even trust, and they got kids. He has children.
Somebody got kids, they could be abusing them kids, they could be raping them kids, they can be doing all types of things to their kids. They could just not be caring for them at all. It's a lot of different parents out here in the world. Look here, I remember when I learned everybody wasn't raised the same. It wasn't like a traumatic experience, but I just started realizing different characteristics about my friends and people that I hang out with when it comes to hugs and being affectionate, or even like sharing different things or different mindsets. Like every different parents,
everybody's
totally different world. You see what I'm saying? Like what your parents was telling you, this parent probably was saying something the opposite. So everybody's raised differently. Don't think just because a person got kids that they're taking care of them properly. Some people really have kids and don't care for them.
Even people with the biggest home, this is a $1.3 million.
Money will make you have more, and I believe I'll be telling my husband sometimes that, because just because a woman have a baby don't mean she has any attachment to it after it comes out. Some women will look at that baby and act like it ain't even theirs.
Hate it for the rest of their life.
I'm trying to tell you, just because it was in your body and your character, that just because that man nutted and made it, the damn sure don't make no difference.
It don't help. No.
Oh man, but that's sad. I think that's sad in the world we live in. Yeah, OG, you real quiet. He lost 4 words, because I was lost 4 words until I gathered what I just had. That's wet. That's wet. That is crazy.
I want to know where he found this medicine at. This is
He
not a
probably
normal
got it from
medicine.
his doctor. Rich people can get things as easy as he ain't have to do
I
shit.
got nothing to say to that
Mm-hmm.
because the
He just
same
making
shit
all
that
men
was
look
going
bad.
on. It kind of just really looking really, really bad. I mean, fuck, bro. That shit ain't good. Like, that shit just look horrible.
They couldn't even walk when they got to the hospital. Like,
and with everything going on, yeah, because that shit, that's what it does. It's a neurotoxin.
What? His daughters too?
no, the daughters, they have not mentioned if anything has been happening to them, you know, because
That's
they
what's
stay in the
so
home.
weird. Like, why were they there? Did the girls want to sleep over? That's what
A
I'm missing.
slumbers
Like,
party. Yeah, it was just a
who
slumbers
wanted
party.
to sleep over though? Because why
I
are you
don't know.
drugging? And
I'm
see,
sorry.
I
I'm
was
so
just
sorry.
thinking.
The man set up everything. He called all the parents and said, "Hey,
How
we having this
old was these girls again?
12 years old girl, 12,
right at the preteen age."
But yeah, he set up this. He arranged most of the daughter's play dates. Court documents allege friends say he claimed his wife was unable to corroborate things because her primary language was Japanese.
When you know your husband ain't shit. When
But
you know
how
your
the fuck do
husband
you
molester.
teach English?
Okay.
And
Now
you
y'all
can't
want
speak
my
English.
crazy thoughts on this shit?
What's your thoughts, OG?
And this don't make it look no better because everything that's going on. This is the same shit, man. This that shit that rich people do sometimes, man. And then let's just say that the guy might have thought that because some 12-year-old girls look way more developed than 12-year-old girls.
But he knew these girls. He knew they was 12.
Developed or not, you still wrong.
Yeah, you still wrong as shit.
Oh.
You still wrong as fuck. But I'm just trying to figure out some type of way. Like,
there ain't no way.
When he
You
was
can't
thinking-
dig him out of this. Don't be Steve
right,
Harvey
like
trying to
the
dig the man out of the
craziest shit that can go
situation.
left. Like, because you play with so much money, you used to having like different women or escorts through the house.
That don't mean
You probably used to having a lot of different women sleeping over. You could have
Let
fucked
me
up.
tell you.
You could have.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Men actually would have, a man who was smart enough to pull something like this off, would have actually studied some type of woman who he know he can get away with this with. Such as speaking to them and listening to their words and saying, oh, this girl, I can actually trap her and put her in this position and he may not get caught. May not get caught. Y'all kind of can sniff a woman when y'all plan on doing something like this. I just feel like he was just dumb as hell. This was a dumbass.
That could have been a fuck up. Could have been a bad mistake. Could have been some shit with the wrong cup on it. Could have been some shit that
Yeah.
You lost for words. That's all. Cause that's crazy. You can't sit up here and tell me that you
I'm just trying to think
in
about
your right
all the
mind.
crazy shit before I say, yeah, bro. Like you just a creep. I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt because I just don't think having two daughters.
When it comes to kids, you get no benefit of the doubt. That's the most innocent thing in the world right there. Our innocence be so stolen from us all the time. Our innocence be so fucking like innocence don't matter to some adults, to people. Like the innocence of a child, you should let them have that.
It don't, but as a man, I'm not going to slander him until it's proven what is proven. That's all I'm saying. That's what I mean.
You don't get no benefit of the doubt when it's about kids.
I know how serious that accusation can be and look like too for a man.
But he accidentally put it in the. He put it in the.
I'm not saying that. I kept it both sides, ladies. I kept it both sides because I don't fucking know. I mean, it's unexcusable. That's what we all know. We all agree on that. We all agree it's fucking wrong
really
and more
know the truth
inexcusable.
behind the stories
But
we
as
tell.
far as how it happened and how it got there to those steps, that's only on God and the Most High up top to know exactly what happened. So I'm not finna sit up here and put this and this and that and this and that, because it could have been an honest mistake. It could have been the wrong fucking shit being grabbed. It could have been something that was finna be given out for medicine use, or it could have been some type of cups or cutlery or anything that was being used for medicine usage and probably got fucked around. I don't know. But this is a fucking millionaire's house. If it's a million house, it's a multimillionaire. You're playing with six figures. So, I mean, it's really no excuse. I just try to give
whatsoever. He needs
men the benefit of the doubt, because I know how hard that is. Because when a man gets that title, anything with women, girls, and this, you drugging them, man, this shit going down right now. That shit going down. But yeah, it looked like some. What did I say from the jump, yo? What did I say from the jump, yo, dog? I said that shit sound like some P. Diddy shit.
Take that.
And I say that. I
and
said that. So
that news topic.
Only P. Diddy shit has been proven.
Oh my gosh. We're going to go ahead and move on to one of our newer segments, which we call Letters, Posts, and Comments. Now, today, we got some posts, and we're going to try to give some more sound advice. So let's go ahead and dig down into our book of posts, I guess we'll call it.
To that bag, that big bag, you know what I'm saying? We're going to reach deep in that bag, gang. We're going straight in that bag.
I want y'all to get y'all thank you caps on, because I want y'all to really think about some sound advice to possibly give these people, if you have any. If you don't, then I mean, hey. But advice, Testa, you might like this one. I have a daughter that just turned 14 2 days ago. Not only did I not see her for her birthday, she went to school and went to hang out with her friends straight after. She has a girlfriend that I can say has her smelling herself. While she wasn't home, I'm trying to figure out where she's at. And when she comes home, I go through her Instagram messages, and her girlfriend are talking, and her girlfriend is telling her, if you really want some, we can just skip school, and they did multiple times. She is now on punishment. But how do I get in contact with her girlfriend's mom to tell her what's been going on?
Oh wow.
Go up to the school.
Oh wow. Yep. As a parent, you're gonna have to, and I hate to say this, gang, because we don't snitch, but by these kids, bro, and your kids and my kids are in trouble right now. So this ain't snitching, bro, but we gotta go up to the school, bro. We gotta get in touch with the principal and the most likely, if she's that age, so they got a homeroom, or you want their main teacher, they first period or something, they main teacher, they're gonna see her run into all the time, or they come in contact with all the time. That way, the one that she's in class with, the girlfriend that is one that she comes in contact with. That's why I say you got to get the principal involved, because that way you can kind of have them reach out to the parent, because at that point it becomes like a national issue. It's people actually issue Amber Alerts behind shit like that now in some schools. Some small schools will do that now. Like
only if it happens on campus for the most part.
Yeah, but if somebody leaves, okay, like leave, they gone, they did an unexcused absence, their parent ain't checked them out, they haven't signed, because when you like a senior, you pretty much can
you can almost come and go.
You know what I'm saying? But you can't. So that's when they be doing shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but you're gonna have to get the other parents involved. You're gonna have to get the teachers involved. You're gonna have to go to school. You ain't got no other connections to the other kids.
You don't know nothing else.
You don't know nothing else. You. And first of all, the first mistake, and I'm not gonna say it's a mistake because every household has a different parenting style, and I'm gonna say this and get off. You have to have, even in this day and time, you want to have your kids close to you. Yeah, they're gonna be doing shit you ain't agree of, but if they're close to you and they're coming to you before anything else, that's half the battle right there. Because what
gonna talk
happens
to
is
you.
you get these kids, they start resenting you, and then when resentment comes in, becomes not a hatred, but still, it's always gonna be love there. Your parents, but no matter how much people say they hate, but it starts to become a thing where outside, I love more people outside than my family. My family has not been there. You start to shun people in your family and take on the outside people as your family, or the people that's in your immediate circle as your family. And sometimes those people are not meant to be full time in your life. They're meant to be in your life momentarily to get you to the next pinnacle or part of your life. So you can never really bank that, guys, on that, and you always want to keep close. Keep it close. Make sure she's close. She's doing other crazy things, but long as she always come to the house and run and do that and tell you, and that you winning a little bit, especially with these kids now.
You can get them to talk to you, and you can keep them talking to you. You might just be onto something there. What you got, Testa?
I mean, OG made a lot of points, but to piggyback off of it, because it sounds so easy to do when he's saying it. But let's fill in those holes, which is you can try to keep your daughter tighten up under you on punishment all you want to. But at the end of the day, you also need to choose some battles. Because truth be told, if she out there and somebody is already influencing her to start doing things that she normally wouldn't do, your daughter's gonna keep kind of, testing the waters, especially when she don't think she can come to you without being on punishment or without being cursed out, whatever it may be, however you may react. At the end of the day, if you don't allow her to start coming to you without any consequences, so you can say, hey, this is right, this is wrong. That's that whole, it's so hard to do. We want to fuss out our kids. We want to take them and wring them by their necks, hang them upside down, slap across their head, ask them what's wrong with them. Why are they doing this?
We do.
And we can't when it's at this age. And especially when she's a girl, she's skipping school, and she can be bound to go do anything else that you may not want her to do.
Right.
Please understand, if they can come to you and you can control yourself, your frustrations, go scream in a room after she tell you, go hit a wall, buy a punching bag, whatever you got to do. But you got to be able to let her say, hey, I did this today. And then talk to her. And you may not need to talk to her right then, but you need to talk to her when you say, hey, give me a moment.
Yeah. You got to stay one step of the game.
Yeah, because if not,
boy,
y'all going to be angry to your 20s, your 30s, and it ain't going to be worth it, because all you had to do as a parent was be the bigger person. Learn to be a bigger person.
You do. You have to pick and choose those battles. That's a good point. I feel teenagers are pretty much young adults. They just can't make their own decisions, because they're going to go ahead and do what they want to do anyway. Because they do what they want to do. You can't control them. You cannot control them. They're going to do what they want to do. At that point, they have their own mind, and what do adults have our own mind. We do what we want to do. So therefore, to me, teenagers are little adults. They just can't make their own decisions besides what they want to do in front of them. So she really does need to possibly try to sit her daughter down and have some kind of conversation. I honestly recommend some therapy or getting some type of other enforcements to help her out in the home with her daughter. Maybe going to the school would be a good start, or getting some help with, like I said, a therapist or some other resource that you can find. But ultimately, sometimes you just have to let things run their course with your kids, and be there to support them and make sure that you're always at home. And hopefully, with you talking to her,
that child's time will be the number one key as a parent. Like, if you're not occupying it, somebody else in the world gonna do it. So I understand people work. Yeah, you got to go pay these bills. But at the end of the day, if you can make a promise one day out the week that you're going to spend that time with them and hold those promises, because that builds trust, and trust needs to be built for you to have an actual relationship with your child. Oh, please start there, because the child just want that time occupied, and most times it's by their parents. It's really not with the person they out there doing
things. I just think it's a balance between being a child's friend and actually implementing the child and saying what you're going to see, what you're going to run into, what you're going
Either
to come
way, it goes
across,
to
and what's going to
double-edged
be.
sword.
Because I was raised by a realist, right? So my parenting style is more laid back, approachable, to the point where I'm going to talk with you, keep it real with you. I'll let you know what you're going to see, what you're going to run into, what type of guys. But then that's how I feel like I stay ahead of the curve, because as long as I'm keeping it so real, my daughter I feel like as any man, this is how we feel, that she's going to come back to me. She's going to see these things. I know she's going to see these things. It's going to be times I'm not going to be around her to protect her, to be in her ear, to be the mentorship that she needs for temptation or wrongdoing or wrong decisions, whatever the case may be. That's why it always comes back to the realness I installed in her, and what I was saying to her, it's going to ring. And then she's going to start to see these people start to come around, these guys. And then it's, oh, okay, this is what my dad was talking about. So now she's already building the trust. Well, my dad, he never lied to me. He always kept it real. He's a realist. I live on that type of approach. I feel like being real with your children, and now in 2024 and beyond, is the only way you can go. But you have to thread the needle between being realistic and friend. We're not friends. We have to, as parenting, we have to get that established. Because once we get too comfortable, once a child gets too comfortable in friend zone with a parent, and I've seen this way too many times, and that's when it becomes a hassle. That's when it becomes a problem. That's when you start to get a lot of problemships with your children growing up, while we're growing up and living life and trying to experience things. No doubt, it's always going to be trouble. It's always going to be problems. Kids will always going to get into some shit. But as a parent, we rather have the small, the minor than the major, right? We rather have, okay, she scraped her knee playing, or, we hearing about she got in her first fight, she held her own, or we hearing about just other little small things like that. Now, skipping school and doing this, it's kind of got a little too far out of hand. I let it get too far. Me, that's how, as a man, that's how I'm feeling. So naturally, I'm going to, we finna shut this. We finna shut shit down. We can't play. We can't.
Just
play.
Gotta be careful.
You have to thread the needle between being a confidant to your children now, and being realistic with them, and being and let them know ahead of time. Not that you're trying to shelter them, because I think now when you're trying to shelter too much, that's when they pull back further and they go jump out the window. You know what I mean? So it's like being that most realistic approach, what you're going to see, what you're going to run into. I've been 17, I've been 15, I've been 18, we've been these ages before, so we know what you're feeling, we know what you're seeing, we know what time it is. And that's the crazy thing. I used to think when I was a kid, I could always think, man, my parents know what fuck time it is. You know what I'm saying? I used to always think like that, and I don't know why I always thought like that. And
because
for some reason,
our parents used to be our age, and we forget that they're just adults now. But that was definitely